How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have the Sky Rover Night Force. This is a coaxial helicopter. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 3.5 channel. Supposedly it has a few different features like light effects, 6-way control, which is pretty cool, gyro balanced engine, turbo speed button, that's pretty cool. 2.4 gigahertz. I don't see any IR receivers, so that's good. You can fly it indoors and outdoors. Says, excuse me, roughly 7 minutes of flight. You are going to need 3 AAA batteries. This is available from Walmart. I'm sure Walmart.com has it. I'm sure you can buy it like at Target as well too. It's supposed to be a few different places should have this, and you should be able to get it offline as well. So we'll just open it from here. I'm just going to use the screwdriver to kind of scrape the tape, and then we'll open it. There we go. We're going to need that. Oops, my screwdriver fell apart. I love this thing. It's the ratcheting one. I have the electric one, a couple other ones. I just grabbed this one because it was easier. But yeah, so it needs like glue or something to hold it together. Did I not cut this? Yeah, I did. So let's go ahead and open this up. Just to let you guys know, we have some big things coming to the channel. I've been excited. I waited a while to pull the trigger on this thing, and I'm supposed to do a teaser on short, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be major. I cannot wait to share this with you guys. I've been waiting to get something like this for a while. So the instructions are one of these little fold-out instructions. It's just gonna tell you everything about the helicopter. It is important to know what's what. It just shows you how to charge it, where to install the batteries, talks about the packing list. I wonder if it would say the size of the rechargeable battery. It does have a rechargeable battery in a helicopter. I may take that little lid off and see if it can be upgraded, or a larger one, or a connector or something cool, depending on how fun and how nice the helicopter is. If you really enjoy something, it would make it a lot easier to be able to just switch out batteries. I don't know how hard it would be. So no, it doesn't say, unfortunately. So the controls are very basic, 14. So it is numbered. That's weird how they did this. So where's 1 through 14? It's okay, baby. Let me finish this video real fast. So that is the full list. It's okay. I'm sure the buttons are labeled anyway. So that is the instruction manual. Hold on, buddy. In here we get a charger, which is kind of like one of those connections that you would use on air hogs. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. On like air hogs, yellow cable, that's a unique color. A small little tail prop, because the tail prop does actually spin. 2 blades, and then 2 of these small little connections. They're for the top of the helicopter. It holds the stabilizer. Those can pop off and break, so if you lose them, that's nice that they gave you a couple other ones. Looks like I made a tear in this bag. I'm gonna put this piece of tape over the hole, because I do want to put these in a bag. It's okay, baby. I think he hears someone outside. I mean, at least he's letting me know. Okay, Frankie. So there's that. It's okay. So what else we have here? A transmitter. Sorry if he's barking. I might have to get up and get him. So this is the transmitter. We'll set that down. We'll go ahead and just free everything up real quick. It's okay, baby. I know you're trying to scare away the people. You sound so big and vicious. Uh-oh, he didn't like that. He's a good little dude, though. I mean, he tries to let me know. I love me trying to do unboxings with no knife and using a screwdriver I'm probably gonna stab myself with. Did it work? Yeah, it did work. Jeez, oh Pete, how many of these things do you need to... They make everything because there are people that steal these. They try to make it as difficult as possible. I'm sure a thief is going to have a knife. I usually always have a knife in my pocket. I just left it in the other room. I apologize. Didn't take that long, did it? Jeez. Okay. More? Really? Another zip tie? Okay. So it looks like we removed everything. The rest of this, I'm trying to put it over here because I really don't want my puppy eating these. Plastic is not good for your dogs, I promise you, or any animal. So let's look at the controller first, very basic. I do have the screwdriver because you are gonna need 3 AAA batteries. I'm just gonna quickly unscrew this. Yep, my favorite AAA batteries. I do happen to have 3 in my pocket. Batteries in this hobby will kill you. I've gone through so many, it's insane. So 3 AAA, I just buy alkaline batteries. Doesn't matter what brand, as long as it's alkaline. They're all very similar. Let's quickly just zip this back on here, just so we have this all ready to go. We're probably gonna have to pause to charge the helicopter fully before we test it, to give it a fair chance. So it looks like the throttle comes back down automatically. That's weird, it's gonna wanna land. I don't know if it's altitude hold or anything like that. No shoulder buttons. You have your turbo button here. This side's probably trim. You have on. Oh, it's a different language. I'm like, I never heard of that before. Your right and left, on button. Any other shoulder buttons, anything? No, very basic, which I'm sure it'll work. There's a light flashing searching for signal, so it does turn on. That's always good to know. Let's look at the actual helicopter really quickly. So it looks like it would have a fairly large battery in this compartment. It's hidden. I may open it just to take a look, see size battery. I'm not sure. It may have 2 motors powering the lower and top half because these kind of spin differently. You do have a plug underneath. You have off and on switch underneath. Should have a battery from the factory. Should have some juice. I wouldn't fly it because you don't want to drain it all the way. What else? You can see another motor. So I see 2 motors. 2 motors for sure. And then a third one is for the back that's just going to help it turn left to right, which is your yaw. And then of course it's gonna want to it's gonna climb up, and it's gonna kind of want to go forward, and you're just gonna steer essentially. The little clips right here that balances this, looks like this balance bar will work okay. These will spin to counter each other. Not bad. One will spin faster than the other, which will cause it to, you know, do whatever it needs to do. Turn left to right. So not bad at all. A couple screws there to hold the skis on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 or 7 screws, 8, 9. Oh, shoot. Quite a few to hold on this panel, but I'm sure it's got a decent sized battery right here. I would imagine this would be at least a 150 or 200 mil, hopefully. I may look into that just to tell you guys because I didn't see anything. It did come with spare blades, so there should be, yeah, so A5, A5, B. So I think it came with 1A and 1B. So these top ones are A's, the bottom ones are B's. So you can have 1 each. These are usually pretty durable once you just immediately throttle down, and they'll just kind of give and stop, and then you're good to go. So what we'll do is, this is the unboxing pretty much. By the way, this is very affordable. It's $19.99, so it's very, very affordable. This will get you into helicopters, and really drones are technically 4-channel, and these helicopters isn't really like a drone. So this is, I guess, a starting point to get to understand orientation and seeing something when it's coming from in its different direction on the controller as it changes, it comes towards you or away. So it gives you a basics altitude and stuff. I get it. But 4-channel stuff is really what you want, to be honest with you. But this still may be fun and may be good, maybe a good product for 20 bucks. So we still need to test that to figure it out. So what we'll do is we'll throw this bad boy on the charger. Once it's done charging, we'll do a quick little indoor flight, and we will also do an outdoor flight, of course, with no wind. I wouldn't recommend any wind with this little guy right here. But it seems like it should do okay. I mean, just 1 second, honey. I don't know how much juice it's gonna have. but let's see how stable she'll be. Okay, so technically the video messed up. I actually shot it flying with the battery not charged, and I thought that wouldn't be fair to it. I don't know if the boost button would properly work with the battery being low. So I went ahead and charged it, and Frank got a hold of it, made 2 little chew marks right here. That's not gonna really matter, to be honest with you. It does have extra blades. It has an A and a B. So that when I wrecked that made, because it's been chewed, that may break easier. Doesn't matter, I have an extra blade. And honestly, these are really durable. Like, those are teeth marks, and it'll probably fly just as fine. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn it on and take off and fly around a little bit. But yeah, unfortunately, it did not go down as planned. This one is a 3-channel. Let me correct myself. The old coaxial plane helicopter I had was 2-axle. It was just throttle and then left and right. It didn't have pitch forward and pitch back. So this one does. Let me correct myself. It's 3-channel right here, which is the better ones. I would recommend at least that 3-channel. They have like a 3.5 channel. I don't know what that means, but they do have those. You want to go up, down, and you have connection. Remember, if you just turn that on, turn this on, and touch nothing, it will not bind. That's a lot. It's very common with drones as well. That's like the #1 question asked. Nothing wrong with it. Just I've had so many toy drones that I pretty much figured most of this stuff out. So here we go. First flight. Well, technically second. So it's like a, it reminds me of the WL Toys little airplane that's 3-channel. So you have throttle on the left side, you have pitch and roll on the right side. So it's extremely controllable. Let me just hover for you guys. Let me do a little throttle management here. It's drifting just a hair, so it's not bad at all. And we're drifting a hair. Let me come this way a little bit. Sorry, honey. Like, you gotta be kind of slick with the throttle. Hold on. Yeah, it's just a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. Kind of flutters a little bit, but you just have to be smooth with the throttle. But it ain't bad. I mean, you can have complete control of it. Like, I can fly it around. There's TV there. Again, well, this room isn't that big either. It'll probably do better outdoors. This is 2.4 gigahertz. Let's hit the boost button. I don't know what it does. That wasn't me. I let go of the throttle and hit the boost button. You don't want to do that. It's a weird place. I wish they would have switched it and put the boost button on this side, because you could hit, maybe you hit it while you're on the ground, right? Like, I don't know. Let's get it up first of all. Let me get it up. There we go. And then I'm going to hit the boost button. And does this seem like it has more power? Yeah, I'm barely touching the throttle. I keep forgetting I have 4. So let me tell you something. The boost button works. Like before, I'd have to give it like half throttle or so to hover. Maybe it just wants to boom, just take off. So it boosted itself. I don't know how it does that. If it just gives it more power, discharges the battery better, or what. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm impressed, honestly. Like, I'm surprised of the power you get from it. Oh, I'm starting to realize how it's working. So check this out. You have these 2 blades that pretty much create lift. They can't counter each other to turn, right? This little motor is what pushes you forward and back. It turns this way to go forward, and it turns the other way to go back, whichever way it is. Because you can hear it. When I go forward, you can hear it, like this little motor kick up. And you can hear in boosted mode, it even kicks this motor up. So, holy smokes, how do they pull that off? I'm curious to see the battery now, how they pulled that off. It's almost like it's leaned back a little bit. You see the skis, how it's leaned back? I guess that's the design of the angle of the blades. See that? So it kind of pulls back and takes off, it kind of pulls up instead of, you know. And everything is designed, aerodynamically designed to help this, you know, go forward, the wind go through here to go forward. Like, they designed this to make it look cool, and it has, I'm sure, some kind of aerodynamic design to help it, you know, fly better or whatever. Plus, it looks cooler this way, in my opinion. So I'm sure it has something to do with the design. Really cool stuff. I'm sorry, Frank ran away because he does not like drones and helicopters. Cars he's kind of okay with, they're small enough. But I'm impressed the way it flies. Let me click that. Let me land. And then it's got some power. Dude, you can fly this outside now. Obviously, you don't want wind. You see that little black? You see the propeller right now? It's standing still. See how that one's not spinning? And then when I go backwards, it's spinning. See that? You can tell when you're in boosted mode, is that back propeller is louder. So that's one indication. When I go forward, you listen. Okay, so number one, if that ever happens, immediately turn it off, and we'll dry it. We might end it there. We'll dry it, but I can say one thing. I wrecked extremely hard into the fireplace and hit a metal bowl. That's a stainless steel bowl. And nothing. Not even marks on the blades. That is insane. That is so durable. Nope, I lied. There's a little tiny mark on this one. That could have been from him chewing, honestly. And the ones that are chewed are okay. It's not behaving any differently than yesterday. Seemed to hover a little better. I think I didn't have the turbo mode on. It hovers a little better without no turbo mode. I'd probably leave it normal way inside the house so you have a little more control and throttle management. Outside, I would definitely use the turbo mode or rip around with it. Seems like it would get some momentum forward, so it would have a little bit of speed. Wind, I would stay away from, because wind would easily interfere with the way this works. Metal, by the way, metal for the rear, metal for the center shaft. Obviously, the top part's plastic. It does have metal screws for the things. I didn't see screws for the blades, so please do not lose the screws for the blades. You're going to be in a hairy situation. These little clips are common for braking, so I'm glad they give you guys a couple extra ones that breaks this little balancing thing. If it seems to fly wonky, just always check it. Make sure it's not bent too much. It wants to be pretty straight. So when this spins, it'll just kind of balance the blades for you, at least the top blade. The bottom blade is kind of center mounted, so it's not really going to go up and down like this blade will. See what I'm saying? So it makes perfect sense. What else? The connector is a common connector I've seen with like air hogs and stuff like that. It's nice that it charges off a USB, not your controller. The range seems to be fine, 2.4 gigahertz, so you can't go outside. It's not like the IR stuff that I had, the little smallest helicopter that had IR technology, which of course uses light. You go outside in the light, it messes with it. You can't fly it outdoors, so that's why this is indoors and outdoors for $20. This is good. I can tell you that right now. I'd recommend this for 20 bucks all day long, especially if you want to dip your toe into like a drone kind of. The only thing I don't like is it'll confuse you, because on the drone, the left side is your yaw, left to right, like turn is yaw, throttles up and down, pitch roll to the right, pitch roll to the left, and pitch roll forward. So pitch roll forward, they got right. It's just your yaw would normally be on the other side. So a little confusing with 3 channels. Same thing with the WL Toys airplane. I had trouble with just because things were backwards, and it kind of messes with me. I'm used to flying 4-channel up, so I have like jets and planes and stuff like that uses 6, 8 channels. You know what I mean? So, you know, there kind of is a standard, more or less, mode 2 that we typically use, but this isn't bad. It performed really well, so definitely recommend for 20 bucks. Check it out at your local Walmart, Target, wherever you can get it for. I wouldn't spend more than 20 bucks, but it could be worth more than 20 just because how it performs. It did well. They're selling it for a fair price. I am going to look into the battery and the modifications of the battery, because if it flies that good and someone wants to get more than one flight instead of having to wait 30, 40, whatever it takes, maybe a little longer than 40. By the way, the light comes on when you're charging. When you're done, the light goes off. So whatever you plug it in, it should always change. So that's why you forget, if you have multiple chargers, you forget what they are, just plug it in. When it's, of course, off, plug it in. Whatever it shows, it will change. So sometimes it'll come on, sometimes it'll come off, sometimes the green light will come on, sometimes it'll flash. Just whatever it did, it'll do the opposite, obviously. So yeah, so we'll look into that. I think it has a pretty large battery in here. A few screws, I'll take a look at it, and maybe I'll update you guys later. Maybe if I feel like it's worth it to put like a little JST connector or something, or those little, it's called a Molex. I don't know why I kept slipping my mind. It's a white little 2-prong Molex connector. If it has that connector, it would be incredible on here, and then have like maybe like a 200 or 300, whatever it runs off of, being able to pop it out, maybe make some kind of clip system, or maybe just put only like 1 or 2 screws to hold it in. That's easy to access, I guess. Maybe the center one that would just tighten up the front of it. If it wrecks and pops off, it's not the end of the world, right? So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I have something special coming, kind of in cahoots with RC 4-wheel drive. We'll see how it goes. Really excited. It's something I've been waiting for a while. It is not cheap, but I want to get more hobby grade. I feature a lot of toy grade because I like to try to keep a balance, but it's time for some more hobby grade stuff coming on the channel. So stay tuned for all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.